Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatavastani. Why is it so much harder to chant Japa than it is to do Kirtan? Who can tell me? Yes?
It's a solo activity where you just do it yourself. It's hard to do things out.
That's one reason, yeah. You can't. When we do Kirtan, we bounce off the energy of others. So, yeah, we're getting help from others. What else?
I think Kirtan allows us to be engaged in different ways. We've got so much input coming in from music as well. Whereas as Japa, it's literally just in your mind.
Just you and your mind. Sounds dangerous. And dancing also. Using your body, dancing. What else?
Perhaps it's more scope for sense enjoyment in Kirtan than there is in Japa, which seems more for Krishna enjoyment. It's harder for us to bear sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I would say, maybe would say more engagement of the senses. Or you could say, yeah, it's more enjoyable because there's nice music. It's like, it's kind of what you're saying is like, Japa tastes like a boiled vegetable with no salt, butter, or pepper. And Kirtan tastes like the same vegetable fried in ghee with spices and sour cream. Something like that. What do you think? Is that a good analogy? Yeah. Well, the goal of tonight's class is to get your japa to taste like that sabji fried in ghee with sour cream and spice. Think it's possible? We can try, right? One thing, yeah. One thing we're going to do is we're going to do Kirtan. And when I think the Kirtan has hit kind of a good point in terms of us opening our hearts and us feeling, I'm going to stop it. Exactly where you would not expect to stop it, just when it's going. And at that point, when we stop, I'm going to ask you to chant japa, and I'm going to ask you to continue in the same mood you were in when you were chanting Kirtan, and put that in your japa. Let's see if we can do that. Because when you sing, it connects with your heart. Your heart opens when you sing. You connect with emotions when you sing, isn't it? Ah, if you just sing ah, it's different than saying ah. Say ah, it's different, right? It's singing connects with the heart. The same emotion that we experience or put into our chanting when we're doing kirtan, we want to try to put that same emotion into our japa, see if we can keep that same level. That's the first thing we're going to do. And that was also one of the reasons I was asking this question. Because there's more emotion when we sing than we chant japa, isn't there? Like for some of us, there's no emotion when we chant japa. It's just, I have to chant japa. Yeah, there's an emotion. It's called bored. Ever feel bored when you chant japa? Yes or yes? Thank you for being so honest. Yeah, so as I said, it's the same holy name, and we can open our heart the same way as we do when we sing to japa. So, when we're singing, we're calling out to Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare, we're calling like this. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And when we're calling, what is the emotion that we feel when we're calling? It's like, Krishna, help me. Isn't it? Something like, Oh Krishna, Oh Radha. Either help me, or let me glorify you, or Oh Radha, or Krishna, something, right? There's something. What do you feel? What do you feel when you chant Kirtan? What are you trying to express? You.
When I'm doing Kirtan, maybe it's trying to feel the same love for God as the people around me, or increase my love for God.
Yeah, trying to feel love for Krishna or ask Krishna. Yeah, help me love you. Yeah, something like that. I think we all feel something like that. Some kind of Krishna help me something, isn't it? When you're chanting and you raise your hands, that's like, why do we raise our hands? It's like, help me, isn't it? Like Draupadi. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. As Krishna help me. That naturally happens when we sing. We're calling out. It's almost like we're saying, Oh Krishna, please. And you fill in the blank, isn't it? So different kirtans, you'll feel different things, isn't it? Sometimes you just feel happy. It's almost like, thank you, Krishna, for the bliss you're giving me. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that one of the emotions that is felt, or supposed to be felt, is that Krishna, help me, like you said, help me love you. I don't love you. I love everything but you. Help me stop loving everything but you and help me love you. Because that's the goal. That's the goal of Krishna consciousness, is to stop loving everything other than Krishna and focus that love on Krishna. So when we're chanting, even if you're not conscious of this, but when we're chanting, that's more or less our mood, is Krishna, help me love you. Or help me get closer to you. Or help me stop being so selfish. Or help me be a better devotee. Or help me somehow or other get closer to you instead of further away. Help me stop turning my back on you. That's the mood, right? Definitely the mood when we do kirtan. Something helps something. Isn't it? You agree? And then when we chant japa, it tends to be like, oh, this is like a chore. Then it's more like, Krishna help me, like whatever vow you made for japa, it's more like, Krishna help me chant this number of rounds. Not like, just help me finish my rounds without killing myself, basically. You ever feel like that? Help, Krishna, help me finish this one round without the need to look at my phone. Krishna, help me finish this round without becoming totally distracted, totally spaced out. You ever feel like that? That's the problem. It's meant to be, the feeling, the mood is meant to be exactly the same as when we're doing kirtan. No different. It's just, like you said, it takes more effort to put the emotion in, because when you sing, emotion is naturally there. But it's meant to be chanted, japa, in the same mood that you feel when you're doing kirtan. So we're going to do kirtan, and we're going to try to keep that mood once I stop, and just take it and see if you can continue with your japa. At least we'll try. We'll see what happens. I can't guarantee anything, but at least I wanted to communicate that mood that we have during kirtan is not exclusive to kirtan. And wouldn't that be great if when you chant japa you could enter that mood? I will help you. And one way I'm going to help you is with a verse that we can meditate on in the kirtan, as well as when we chant japa. It's the 5th verse of Shishastakam. O son of Nanda, somehow I have fallen into the miserable ocean of repeated birth and death. Please pick me up and place me as an atom at your lotus feet. Or pick me up and place me as a piece of dust at your feet. In other words, the mood of chanting Hare Krishna is, Krishna, I have fallen into this material world, and who knows how long you've been in the material world? How long have we been here? Anyone have a number? Well, Prabhupada sometimes says, he uses the phrase, since time immemorial, which is basically forever. It's another, it's basically a different way of saying forever. And how long is forever? Forever means there's no time when it wasn't. So, as long as there's been time in the material world, we've been here. And you probably noticed you're still here. Have you noticed? You notice that when you look in the mirror. Oh, I'm still here. I have a material body. I haven't gotten out, right? So, we're here, life after life. And so, the prayer is, I don't know how I got here, but here I am. I'm still here. Somehow O son of Nanda, somehow I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up. Why don't I just get out? Why do I need Krishna's help? Why don't I just, okay, let's go. Time to leave. I get out of the material world. No more birth and death, because we can't. It's not possible. Because we need Krishna's help. So we say, please pick me up. Like you're drowning in an ocean and a ship comes by or a helicopter comes by and you're yelling, help, somehow I fell off the boat. I don't know how I fell, but somehow here I am. Please pick me up. Throw the rope. Come get me. That's the mood. Please pick me up and place me as an atom at your feet. Please pick me up. Bring me to you. I've run away from you. Bring me to you. I want to come closer to you. That's the mood. And in fact, since that's the mood, I will sing that song for you. Would you like to hear it sung? Then we can get into the mood. What do you think? Why not? Actually, I don't know the melody for it because I don't have one. Let me see. We'll try this. Wow. See if I can do it. The son of Nanda have fallen into the ocean of repeated birth and death. Please pick me up and place me as an atom at your feet. You want to try to sing? Don't just sing it, but feel it. Imagine you're drowning and there's a helicopter and you're screaming, or a boat's coming and you're screaming, because it's your only hope, otherwise you're going to drown. Oh, son of Nanda, I have fallen into the ocean of repeated birth and death. Please pick me up and place me as an atom at your lotus feet. As an atom at your lotus feet. The playing is in a different key than the song. Somebody tell the plane to change their key. You want to try it? Let's try it. You play it? Oh, son of Nanda, have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up and place me as an atom at your lotus feet. So we're going to start chanting. We'll use the same melody and try to keep the same mood. And at some point I'm just going to stop. And when I stop, take out your beads and start chanting and keep the same mood. Okay? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gauranga. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare let's see if we can all sing the verse together, just to remind us of the mood. So we'll chant it once together. We'll go back into the Kirtan and we'll try to increase this mood of feeling helpless, drowning in the ocean of repeated birth and death. Can we do it? Try to sing with me. Oh, son of Nanda, I have fallen into the ocean of repeated birth and death. Please pick me up and place me as an agonized girl. Let's chant together, a little louder. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Faster. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
But this time, we're going to chant with more bhakti. All the bhakti you have, find it somewhere sitting within you and manifest it. Okay? Together? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hold that mood. Don't go anywhere. Keep it. First rule of Japas, turn off your phone. Keep that mood. Hold on to it. Try to keep that mood and put it into your japa. We'll just chant for a few hours. Don't worry. Don't worry how long we're going to chant. I will tell you when we're finished. Don't worry about who you are, where you are, what you are, when we're going to start, when we're going to stop, what's for dinner, what else I'm going to do to you and to torture you. Don't worry about anything. Just put that mood into japa and just chant. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Let's read this verse together. O son of Nanda, I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up and place me as an atom at your lotus feet. Let's chant a little bit longer. Try to enter more deeply into this mood if you can. It's a mood of helplessness. It's a mood of prayer of regret for turning our back on Krishna, and a prayer to come closer. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna. Okay. So what I'd like to do now is ask you, any of you who would like to share, what just happened? The good, the bad, the ecstasy, the agony, the beautiful, the ugly, what happened? And it's not that I don't expect that everyone would have like an amazing experience. Maybe some of you found it difficult. Maybe some of you said, this is the best job I've ever had. I'd like you to reflect, and if you'd like to share, and whatever you're sharing, kind of go deeper as to why you felt that way, or what happened. And if it didn't go well, then we should talk about why it didn't go well, so we can improve it. So, would anyone like to share what happened? And, don't be embarrassed to share if it didn't go well. That's okay.
So when I was doing my deities, I don't know if that's a good practice or not, but I stay focused for a bit, and then sometimes I look at the flowers or something, and then my mind goes to another place.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still nice because I'm still concentrating on the deities, but I still find that sometimes, without even thinking, one thought leads to another.
Yeah. Yes. Ideally, he was saying that sometimes he focuses, and sometimes before you know it, your mind is somewhere else. Right? Just goes. Yeah. The mind will go where your heart is. So what's really interesting to think about is when your mind is going somewhere, your heart has already gone there first. Like you've lost connection. Like maybe you were there, you were chanting, and like you were there with Krishna and everything was good, then your heart slipped and it went somewhere else. So that's actually what's happening. You know, when we say my mind is, it's actually the heart. The mind is just an interface for what's going on in the heart. So you will notice that if you don't chant with some prayerful mood, your mind will just be everywhere. Because that's what the mind does. It goes everywhere. What's the job of the mind? It's to think. And so it just thinks, ponders, contemplates. When you go into the heart, then if your heart is there with Krishna, your mind just stops. Because the mind, when there is prayer and there is emotion and it's deep enough, the mind has no function. The thinking function stops. There's no need for it. Like if you're praying, if you're actually lost in an ocean, and you're drowning and you saw some ship and you're praying, please help, I'm here, you're screaming. Would your mind be all over the universe? No, it would be only one place. Where your heart is, and your heart is, please save me. That's where it is. Now, if you see the ship coming, they go, yeah, we'll save you, then maybe your mind, then maybe you pull out your phone now and start saving. But as long as that emotion is there, the mind can only support that emotion. It will not wander. So that's something to be aware of. That when you're chanting and your mind starts wandering, it's probably because whatever connection you had, if you weren't wandering, emotional connection, you lost it. Now, some of you may say, my mind wanders from the first beat. Maybe that's because you had no emotional connection even to start with, because you just thought, well, I just chant because it's a practice, you just do it. I chant 4 rounds every day. When I hit 4, bingo, My parents are happy, I'm proud of myself, and everything's good. So that has no emotion in it. And therefore, probably the whole time your mind's just waiting to finish. Have you ever done that? You're chanting, and while you're chanting, you're just thinking about everything while you're waiting to finish. There's no emotional connection to the holy name. The holy name is a prayer. So when we say this prayer, because it's in English and we can understand it, there's more of a chance that we're connected to it. And when we sang it, maybe even more of a chance we're connected to it, because we could feel it a little more. That's what's happening. So just think of this. One of the things that is so powerful in connecting with the holy name is to appreciate the holy name. To appreciate that I have the holy name. And how would you appreciate the holy name and you have it? It's that you understand that the holy name can give me love of Krishna. It can give me everything that nothing else I could do could give me. There's no austerity I could do that could give me what the holy name can give me. There's no yajna, there's no samskara, there's no anything I could do that will give me what the holy name can give me. And therefore, I am completely and eternally grateful to have the holy name. And if you're in that mood when you chant, and you feel that mood, thank you, Krishna, thank you, Krishna. Your holy name will save me, I'm so fortunate. You can begin your chanting with some emotion, right from the beginning, from the first beat. Otherwise, it's, oh no, I have to chant my rounds. Have you ever started your japa with, oh no? Of course. If you start your japa with, oh no, I can guarantee you it's downhill from there. You want to hear something interesting? This is so important. They found out that when you have a conversation with someone, however it starts, it's going to go either, if it starts on a positive, it will go up. If it starts on a negative, it will go down. Isn't that interesting? So if you and I are talking, I go, well, I don't know about that. You go, well, I think I'm right, I think you're wrong. It's just downhill from there. Where it's like, oh, well, let me listen to what you said, and that's interesting. I need to consider that. Well, tell me what you think. I'll consider that. It's on up. So sometimes we find japa is difficult because we start on a down and it just keeps going down. And all we're doing is it's going down, it's just waiting for it to end. Which is really strange because the holy name is Krishna, and why would I wait for my time with Krishna to end? That's not good, is it? Krishna, it's a torture, chanting your name. Spending that time with you, so hard. Not good. So this is what I suggest, to begin your japa with appreciation. Just start with this, thank you Krishna for giving me the holy name. Start with positive. It's your best chance to have good japa if you start like that. Thank you Krishna. But you can't just say it, because if you say it and you don't feel it, it's not going to work. You have to feel that, grateful that I have the holy name. How many people live in England? 60 million or something? How many chant Hare Krishna? 2,000? No, 1,000. 3,000. Whatever it is, it's a fraction of the population. What to speak of the population of the world. So anyone who has the holy name, who's taking it on any kind of regular basis, is most fortunate, are among the most fortunate people in the world. Not the ones who are famous and not the ones who have all the money and all this and that. They're not the most fortunate. Those who have the holy name are the most fortunate, because this holy name can give us everything spiritually that we could ever desire. This holy name can bring us back to Krishna even in one life. That's amazing, isn't it? I could go back to Godhead in one life just from chanting Hare Krishna. So therefore, when I begin chanting, thank you Krishna for coming to me in the holy name. And you may want to thank yourself. Thank you, self, for having the wherewithal to try to chant. And just enter with appreciation. That emotion of appreciation is going to help you tremendously. And I have a story for you. Would you like to hear it? Some of you may know that in September, end of September, I had a surgery on my heart. And after the surgery, I could hardly breathe. And I'd never had so little energy in my life. It took me 40 minutes to chant Gayatri. I never realized that it takes energy to chant Gayatri until then, because I had no energy. So I'd chant one line, and half a line, my mind would just go, this isn't, because I had no energy to control it at all. And if I took one breath, I would cough. So I couldn't chant, because I had no breath. I couldn't say Hare Krishna. I could maybe say Hare Krishna, that was it. So, and that went on, it went on maybe for like 5 weeks. I couldn't, it was like, why chant? Because I can't even. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. So I couldn't do it. And then, when I finally began chanting, it was a little difficult because I hadn't chanted in like 5-6 weeks. So I'm starting to chant. And I still, even though I was getting better, I still hard. I didn't have enough breath. It was only maybe after 6 weeks I had enough breath that I could chant one mantra. And I still didn't have a lot of energy, but you don't have energy, it's really, really difficult to focus. So those rounds that I was chanting when I began chanting again were probably the worst rounds that I have chanted, at least within my memory of the last 20, 30 years. Maybe I've chanted rounds that bad, maybe before, but I can't remember chanting that bad. It was like so hard. And one day I was chanting, and I was thinking, for almost 2 months I couldn't chant. And right now I'm chanting bad rounds, and I'm appreciating so much that I'm able to chant. And I was appreciating the bad rounds. Isn't that interesting? I was appreciating that at least I could chant bad rounds. Funny, isn't it? Because you would think, how could you appreciate bad rounds? But, well, if you couldn't chant at all, you would appreciate you could chant. So I was chanting these horrible rounds and I was relishing them because I was so happy I could chant. It was really interesting. So this is extremely important. Please, when you chant japa, before you chant, somehow or other, enter into a mood of appreciation. Thank you, Krishna. I'm so fortunate to chant. And if you're in that mood, you will find, if you keep that mood, your mind is not going to wander all over the universe. Your mind is just going to be right there. Your heart is just going to be overwhelmed with thankfulness. And every mantra you chant is like, wow, I'm so fortunate. Hare Krishna. You want to try it? You want to try it? See if we can do that? So, in order to do that, what you're going to need to do before we start chanting is, within yourself, you have to find that place within you that can appreciate the holy name as Krishna's gift in this age of Kali to bring us back to Him. Just with this name, we can go back to Krishna. And we can develop love for Him. And this is the greatest gift Krishna has ever given humanity. And I am so fortunate that I have it. And even I don't chant well, still I'm so fortunate that I have this holy name. When you're in that mood, then just say, thank you, Krishna, and then start chanting. And some of you may be in that mood all the time. Just say thank you and start chanting. Otherwise, just meditate a little bit and awaken that appreciation. And while you're chanting, just remind yourself. Try to keep in that appreciation mode. And see what happens. Who knows what will happen? You just try it. Okay? Sound good? Okay. So do your meditation and you can begin chanting. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Krishna 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. So who would like to share their experience from this Japa session? Or we didn't get much time to reflect on the last session, so who would like to share their experience either from the last session or this session? Good experience, bad experience? Yes.
I feel like for me, both experiences, I was a lot more focused.
Oh, more focused.
Last week I was on the train and it took me like from the entire Jubilee line to do 4 rounds because I was so distracted.
Yeah. So he's saying he was more focused, which again makes the point that your mind is where your heart is. And if your mind is everywhere, that means your heart is not connected. And when your heart's connected, then the mind is... Do you know you don't need your mind to chant? Did anyone ever tell you that? You actually do not need your mind to chant. You need your heart. Because chanting is a prayer. So you can, put your mind to sleep. If you have a button that puts it to sleep, you just hit it when you chant. And if you have a button that opens your heart, hit that. That's all you need. So that, just remember this, the distraction of mind is the distraction of the heart. This means the heart has lost its connection with the meaning of the holy name, with the energy. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur and other acharyas have said, in any form of meditation, one of the processes of meditation is to meditate on what the mantra means. Because when you meditate on what it means, you're connected with it. You're emotionally connected with what it means. O Radha, O Krishna, please engage me in your service. I've served everybody and everything other than you for unlimited numbers of lifetimes. Please help me develop this desire in this life to serve you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. That's what it means. It means many things, but that's central meaning. And if you're connected to that meaning, then when you're chanting, there's a deep, deep connection, and it's easy to make. You know what's interesting? When we're saying, Krishna, please let me serve you, we're really praying for the mentality. Please help develop the mentality that I am a servant. Because sometimes I joke, like, I have too much service. I'm not going to chant. So if I am asking Krishna for service, I already have too much. I'll chant less rounds, until I catch up. So it's not like that. It's chanting to develop the desire or the realization that I am a servant, because I think I'm the master and enjoyer of the world. That's why I'm here. Right? I'm the controller. I'm the center. Krishna, please help me realize you are the center, you are the controller, and I'm your servant. That's the emotion. And if you get frustrated with yourself because so many times instead of thinking that Krishna is the enjoyer, you feel you are the enjoyer and you're trying to replace him with you, and you get frustrated doing that because you know that's not your eternal constitutional position. That frustration can empower your chanting. I want Krishna, I want this mood, and I don't have it. Help me. I'm frustrated with myself. Very good. Who else would like to share? Yes? Mm-hmm.
And the second time was the connection, but it was appreciation that Krishna has given me the holy name, and I was receptive to receive.
Which one do you like better? Uh-huh. There's so many relationships we can have with the holy name in so many moods, and they often change even during our japa session. Whatever we feel empowering will empower us. But the appreciation, I feel, is the foundation upon which to build any other mood. Here's my theory. When you become distracted, and anytime you're struggling with japa, you're bored with it, there's no taste, you don't want to do it, it's a lack of appreciation. That's the cause. Remember that. So when you're in that situation, just stop and say, thank you, Krishna. And say things like, I am the most fortunate person in the universe because I have the holy name. And when it's like in any relationships degrade when appreciation is lacking. Isn't it? And when appreciation is lacking, sometimes negativity comes in. And you do not want negativity towards chanting. That is like really bad. And as I said, if we start off negative, it just gets worse. So appreciation is the foundation upon which to build. And just remember, if it's difficult, stop. It's because the appreciation is missing. That's why there's no attraction, no taste. If I could appreciate the holy name, chanting the worst rounds I've ever chanted in my remembrance, and relish those horrible rounds, that's the power of appreciation. Isn't it? Isn't that amazing? I was relishing bad rounds. You might say, oh, Prabhu, my rounds are always bad. Well, at least relish them. Now you can learn to relish your bad, horrible rounds, just thinking, well, they may be bad, but I'm fortunate to be chanting bad rounds. It's true, isn't it? Hare Krishna. I may not be a good devotee, but I'm fortunate to be one. Anyone else want to share their experience, good or bad? Yes?
During the first session, there was a slight feeling of unluckiness, and I guess I tried to connect it to the name. So, like, feeling unlucky of the name.
Yes.
And with the second one, because of the gratitude, it felt more, like I felt more gratitude, I felt more
More what? Oh yeah. Well, let's see if we can turn the first one into gratitude. I am not worthy, which means it's better, or a more accurate way of saying is, I'm not qualified. I don't have any prerequisite qualifications for devotional service, but you've given me the holy name. So they both would be then appreciation. It's like you've given me something that I don't deserve. And I'm so grateful that I have it. Because, often we will find this idea that I'm not qualified to be a devotee, but I'm not disqualified from being a devotee. In other words, it's like we let you into Cambridge, but you weren't qualified, but I know the president of Cambridge, so he's going to let you in. So, I'm not qualified, but I didn't get disqualified because the president of Cambridge was nice to me. So it's like, we're not qualified, but Lord Chaitanya's not disqualifying us. He's going to give us the mercy. So when we use the word unworthy, although acharyas use that word, they use it in a different sense than we use it. Because when we use the word unworthy, it can connect with low self-esteem. Like, I have no value. When they say they have no value, they're saying that I have not done anything to give me value to you, Krishna. I've never done devotional service before. I don't love you. It's a different kind of unworthiness than we might feel like I'm useless or Krishna doesn't love me kind of unworthiness. It's different. So if we can place it in that way, then that unworthiness will actually help you appreciate. Like, wow, they're letting me into Cambridge and I didn't even graduate middle school. Wow, that's pretty good. Well, how appreciative would you be? So if that happened, you wouldn't be thinking, I'm so dumb, I never graduated middle school. So I'm so fortunate. They're letting me into Cambridge even though I never graduated. Right? Yeah. Thank you. This verse is, it's a verse of helplessness, that I will never be able to be perfectly Krishna conscious if I don't get help. Like, I can't do this on my own. So that's the mood of this verse. Like, Krishna, I need your help. For anything I want to advance spiritually, I need your help. So throw the rope. Throw the rope to me. Like that. That's the mood. But, it's not the only mood. And like you say, if the mood of appreciation helps you more, go with it. Why not? Thank you. Anyone else like to share? I know you're all dying to share. Just a little shy. If you share, whatever you share, it will help everyone. Even if it's a struggle, it will benefit everyone because we can talk about how to deal with the struggle. And if you share something positive, it will inspire everyone. Yes?
I was thinking, it's it feels so genuine for me to say thank you, Krishna, for the
You did or did not?
I didn't.
Oh, you just said it, but you didn't feel it.
Yeah, so I didn't want to say it because it felt.
Oh, okay.
But I was trying more of a mood to say, it was charming mood of, I don't really appreciate what you're giving me.
Oh, okay. How did that work? Oh, that's interesting. If you all heard that, he said, I didn't feel the appreciation, so I couldn't say thank you. So you said, what did you say? The last thing you said, I forgot.
I wish I could appreciate
Oh yeah, that's nice. I like that. Beautiful. Help me appreciate. Yeah. Well, I think the secret is obvious. If I chant well, I will appreciate it. Because, well, here's the thing. You all may not be aware of this, but we can have completely different experiences with the same mantra depending on how we chant. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives the example that if you chant purely, it's like being in the sun at noon. And if you chant impurely, it's either like being in the sun at sunrise or it's just like midnight. There is no sun. So it's the same sun, but your experience of the sun varies according to your position in relation to the sun. So you could be chanting the holy name and you could be thinking, why isn't anything happening? It's like, why didn't I get a suntan? I was sunbathing at midnight. Well, obviously, you weren't in the sun. Well, how come I didn't get a suntan at 4 in the morning? Well, or whatever the time the sun rises. Well, it was just rising. It was just the dim light. It's not going to burn you. So it makes it more challenging to appreciate the holy name if we're chanting what I call midnight japa. Because it'll feel like, well, this chanting isn't working. So how can I relish this and appreciate it? It's not working. But what's not working is, the holy name always works, it's just we're not working the holy name properly. That's like, if you do yoga asanas and you do the asanas wrong, they don't work, or they don't work well. So you think this yoga, this hot yoga, it's all nonsense. All it does is give me a backache. That's since you did it wrong. So that's dangerous because it's so important to be able to appreciate the holy name. And it's so difficult to appreciate it if we're not chanting well. I mean, we can appreciate it, like I said, that I did, but it's more difficult. And if you chant well, you'll have amazing experiences and you'll naturally appreciate it. So now I want to give you an appetizer. There is tremendous amounts of nectar in the holy name. And I'll be more specific. There's, believe it or not, there's tremendous amounts of nectar in japa. And you might say, but I don't always get that nectar. Or maybe you might say, I never tasted that nectar. Well, I just want to let you know it's there. Maybe you have the wrong key and you haven't been able to open the door, but it's there. And the key to proper chanting is the attitude with which we chant. Here's something really interesting. You know, when we're chanting and we're feeling nothing, and we say, Prabhu, I'm chanting, but I don't feel anything. Right? We've all been there, right? Of course, we're feeling something, it's just what we're feeling feels like nothing. So what are you feeling? I'm feeling nothing. I'm feeling boredom or whatever, distracted. There's an emotion there, but it's not helping my japa. It's kind of undermining it. So I'm chanting and I don't feel anything. Well, there's an easy solution to that. Why not put feeling into the japa? Because you're chanting and thinking the holy name is supposed to come back and have me feel something, right? But I'm not putting any feeling into it, and I'm hoping the holy name will put feeling into me. It doesn't work that way. You put feeling into it, and you'll get the feeling back. So if you say, I'm not feeling anything, well then, hello, why not put some feeling into it? Maybe you'll feel something if you put feeling into it. And that's what we're trying to do tonight. So it's such a simple idea, but so often we don't think that way. We think, I'm waiting to feel something from the holy name. I'm chanting midnight japa and I'm waiting to get suntan. No, I don't think it'll happen. Why don't you wait till noon and then go out? Then you're going to get a suntan, right? So put that emotion into it, put that feeling into it, and immediately you'll feel something. Like we say, you know, if you feel angry, you're the one suffering, you feel it. And if you feel love, you're the one relishing that feeling of love. So if you put your bhakti into your japa, then guess what you get to feel? You get to feel your own bhakti, right? And so when we're going, japa is boring, That's because we're not putting bhakti into it. So we're just feeling basically, I don't like chanting. That's the emotion we're feeling. Isn't it? Yes? It's weird to feel that emotion while I chant japa. But though there's nothing in the holy name, no, it's not about the holy name. It's about what are you feeling? What are you putting into it? Yes?
I found that I was really Japanese. Suddenly, I was feeling really warm,
Mm-hmm.
extremely warm. And then I started seeing just glow of colors. Just the glow of colors, orange and deep purple, orange and deep purple. And I felt it won't come out of it. I mean, that was the real, the whole body felt so warm.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. If you were a hippie from San Francisco, I would have said, it sounds like the LSD is recycling. Maybe your connection with Krishna is relieving a lot of anxiety and a lot of distress in you, and you're relaxing, and possibly, maybe, feeling comfortable, feeling connected. When you're connected to Krishna, that's your home. That's where you belong. You'll naturally feel comfortable and warm and peaceful, right? It sounds like you're saying feeling peaceful. Yeah. If we look at what you said, then we could say, wow, 740. We could say, when you go back to Godhead, Krishna's going to ask you this question. He's going to say, how did you live without me? He's going to say to you, I knew how much you suffered in the material world. How were you able to live without me? Wow. And when I first heard this, I thought, it's Krishna, the way I was able to live without you is to totally forget you. Because if I remembered you, I would suffer. So I just dove into sense gratification to obliterate my relationship with you. That's how we tend to tolerate, right? So everything we're doing in this material world to forget Krishna is causing us to look through material things for that relationship of love and affection that we have in Krishna. And we're just avoiding it. So when you come back to Krishna, you finally feel, oh, this is where I belong. I'm back home. This is my place. And really, for a devotee, the only way a devotee can live in this world is by remembering Krishna. So when Krishna says, how did you live without me? The right answer is, I chanted Hare Krishna. I heard Bhagavatam. That way I could be with you. But practically speaking, before we were devotees, how did we live without Krishna? By material sense gratification, which just intoxicates us and numbs us. So we don't have to think about it. Isn't it? Yeah, trying to forget him. Yeah. Yes?
Many devotees say when you start Krishna consciousness, Krishna is a lot more present with you and he takes care of you a lot more, and then slowly he fades away, kind of like with Dhruva Maharaj, how initially he showed himself through his voice and then kind of backed away and said, oh, you'll see me.
Narada Muni, yeah.
But I'm just thinking now, it doesn't seem like Krishna would ever choose to back away as something he wants to.
No. The story that you're referring to was actually Krishna was Narada Muni, and he was just trying to create Narada Muni's anxiety to be Krishna conscious. So it's like Krishna said, here I am. And he's like, oh my God, you're amazing. And then, I'm not going to see me until you become pure, but I just wanted to give you a preview of what's going to come so that you hanker for it. So it was actually helpful. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to hide from you because that's what I do. It's not like that at all. It's actually, he's more visible the more you progress. What that devotee might have meant is that perhaps after a while, we slacken in our bhakti. But Krishna's never going to, on his own, disappear from us. It would only be because we want him to, and we neglect him. But if you want him, he'll be present. Well, I was supposed to end at 7:30 and take questions, and now it's 7:43. And I guess we're supposed to stop at 8. Is that correct? Yeah. So why don't we just go with some more questions or sharing your realization? Anyone want to share or ask a question? Yes?
Could you just share more on your point? So if we feel like Krishna is kind of left us a little bit, how can we engage more feeling?
Well, if you feel like he left you, first thing I would suggest is don't look at it that way. Look at it more like I left him. So I would look at my own life and say, why do I feel that he left me? Because he's always there. So have I done something that would make me feel that way? And if we start that way, then you know that you can be very close to him at any moment. You're not going to run after him and he's going to run away. It doesn't work like that. So, and sometimes that feeling that Krishna's left me may not even be true at all. It may be just a feeling of guilt or something. I thought I did something wrong, and I'm imagining he left me because I feel guilty or shameful, or like. Sometimes it's like that. Krishna must not like me because I did this, or Krishna must have, but it's not true. It's just that I think like that. Or someone has told me that. Oh, Krishna doesn't like you because you did this. You ate grains on Ekadasi. Krishna's never going to talk to you. Just stop chanting. What's the use? It's not like that. So Krishna is on our side, and he wants the relationship more than we do. So if there's any problem in the relationship, it's from our side. And I think, I just have a sense, I think maybe for you it's an imagination, it's not true. It might just be, you may have put that seed in your head, or someone may have put it in your head to think, and then, because you think that way, it may seem that way. So, put the seed in your head that Krishna he never leaves me. It's not possible, it's not the way he is. And no matter what you do, and how bad you are, if you're not consciously trying, as long as you're trying to go back to Krishna, he's always there. It's not going to be like, you finally get there and he's like, sorry, too late, you messed up. It's not like that. It would never be like that. And what I think is really, really important, that we always see that Krishna loves us and he's always our well-wisher, and therefore anything that makes it seem that that's not true is coming from our perception of it, our false perception of it. And if you have that perception that Krishna is always on your side and always loves you, it doesn't matter what happens materially. You'll never change that. You'll always feel, oh, this is mercy. Even though, I got in this accident, or I have this disease, or I lost this or that, you'll never feel that Krishna has abandoned you, because he hasn't. It's just a perception. And I know many, many devotees feel that way when they go through hardships. Like, why did Krishna allow this and he abandoned me? And they lose faith. Where others get closer to Krishna during hardships and think, well, this was a blessing. Just like I was with an old friend of mine, Sakhi Ras, and we were talking about the surgery I went through, or somebody was talking about it. And they're saying, wow, you could never have gotten the realizations you got unless you went through that. And I said, it's a fact. I got realizations that were impossible for me to have unless I went through a situation where, like, every ounce of energy to enjoy this world was robbed from me. And after the operation, I was sleeping 2 hours a night. I was eating maybe a handful of food. This is all my body could do. So I was like a liberated soul. And I had no capacity to enjoy this world. I was completely out of the I'm enjoyer consciousness. And there's no way I could ever have done that. So, and I never thought, Krishna, why did you do this to me? I thought, wow, this is amazing. Thank you. And I've always had that attitude. Even before I was a devotee, I always had that attitude. That whatever happens, God is there. And there's a reason. And He's doing it. In any other attitude than that, it's like, to me, it's like we're just becoming our own enemy. And imagine how Krishna would feel. You think, Krishna, why don't you love me? And Krishna's like, what? What are you saying? I love you so much. I sent Prabhupada here, I gave you Bhagavad Gita, you're eating, you're breathing, look at everything I'm giving you. I've given you so many friends, and you say I don't love you. Yeah, it's not good. Hare Krishna. Yes?
We're often reminded how Krishna and his name have no difference.
Yeah.
But just as powerful as each other. So when we're chanting, how do we build that respect?
Oh yeah. So he's saying Krishna's name is not different from Krishna, and when we're chanting, how do we build that respect? Well, interestingly, somewhere, maybe it's in the Gita or somewhere, Prabhupada said, Krishna and his name are not different, but you can't intellectually understand it. Because we don't have how can you intellectually understand something you have no experience of? There's nothing in this world that is the same as its name. So, you might say, okay, I say, you say your father's name. It reminds you of your father, but he's not there. He's just there in your memory, but still, he doesn't exist. But Krishna's name does. So, my personal experience with this and realization is that when I chant, I just have to remind myself that Krishna is fully present in his name. He's like right here. And the interesting thing is that if we cannot realize Krishna in the deity, if we cannot realize Krishna in the name, if Krishna walked in this room, we'd say, who's that? Or he'd just come in and sit down and you wouldn't even notice. If you can fall asleep during Japa, you could fall asleep when Krishna walks in the room. So, if we can realize Krishna in his name, we'll see it more in the deity, we'll see it more in the Bhagavatam and everywhere. So, initially we just have to remind ourselves, and we're chanting Hare Krishna, and we're just telling Krishna, you're here in your name. Just go with it. Don't intellectualize, just go with it, try to feel it, try to experience that Krishna's here. And a lot of times when I'm chanting and I'm in that meditation and Krishna's here, then I think, well, if Krishna is here, then it's a good time to ask him for help. Because if Krishna showed up and said, so, what do you want? A lot of things you could ask him. So you're chanting Hare Krishna and Krishna shows up. Well, it's a good time to ask him, Krishna, can you help me with this? Or it's a good time to talk, and it's a good time to listen. But sometimes you're chanting, just listen and you'll hear. You won't hear it in your head, you'll hear it in your heart. Something will come. Some guidance, some inspiration. And when that happens, then Japa is like, wow. It's like I was just talking to Krishna. This is amazing. And when people say they don't like Japa, it makes me sad because I've had so many experiences where I just felt like I was talking to Krishna. It's like every day you could talk to Krishna, or you could just chant your Japa and be completely oblivious to the fact that Krishna's there. And what to speak of there, you're suffering just to chant. That's not good. Because there's this whole other universe of experience you could be having every morning if you apply yourself a little bit, and it'll transform your life. Because if we want to advance spiritually, chanting the holy name is the best way. It's the most powerful way. So to not be able to take advantage of it fully, we're really harming ourselves. We're making our lives difficult. When this thing can help us in so many ways in our spiritual life, and then we don't take it properly, we don't get that help. There's a really interesting story in which a devotee wrote Prabhupada a letter, and he listed all the problems he was having. Lots and lots of problems. And Prabhupada read the letter, he said, it must be that you're not chanting properly, because you wouldn't have if you were chanting properly, you wouldn't have these problems. Such an interesting thing, you know. It's like a doctor, if you tell a doctor this, that, and the next thing, a good doctor, like a natural doctor, will go, are you eating potatoes? Are you eating cheese? Are you eating a lot of sugar? And you're like, how did you know? Well, these are the symptoms. You stop eating these things, the symptoms will go away. So, are you chanting, but Prabhupada, it's lust. I'm overcome by lust, overcome by anger, overcome by greed. I'm fighting with all the devotees. I don't want to get up in the morning. I hate sadhana. Yeah, it sounds like you're not chanting properly. Because if you were, this would not be the problem. So just think about that. There's so much you could be getting from the holy name, and if you're not getting it, and if you're taking the time to chant but not chant properly, and you're not getting it, it's such a waste. Isn't it? It's like you're eating but you don't chew your food, and so you don't digest it. Like, that's a waste. Something to think about as an impetus to chant better. And if you chant better, you'll have experiences and realizations that will keep you going in your chanting. So it's easier the next day. Every day you chant well, it's easier the next day. Every day you chant poorly, it's more difficult the next day. Have you had that experience? That's the oh no experience. That's when you start chanting and it's oh no. That's because yesterday was bad or the day before was bad. And when yesterday was good, it's oh yeah. Not oh no. Oh yeah, this is good. And so we don't want oh no, we want oh yeah. Right? And you will notice it. You will know if you listen and pay attention, when you put your hand in your bead bag, there's going to be a little something going on, which is going to be saying oh no or oh yes. And you can feel the energy in your body rising or decreasing. Have you ever put your hand in your bead bag and you just went, does that ever happen? Your energy went down, like this is going to be hard. That's because we're not chanting well, and it's been hard. Where if you chant well, then when you put your hand in your bead bag, your energy will go up. Because anything you like to do, just that word will give you energy. And anything you don't like to do, that word will... Mathematics, statistics. Some of you, energy went up. Some of you, energy went down. Right? Isn't it? Statistics. Ah! You say statistics to my daughter and she'll scream. But you say something else to her, so yes, dance, you want to dance? Yes. So we're all like that. And so we don't want to have negative experiences with the holy name. We want to say Japa, and say, yeah, Japa, nectar. That's why in my affirmation book, it says, one of the affirmations is, I want to chant, I get to chant, and I love to chant. To reprogram your relationship with the negativity. And now it's time from our sponsor. This is Japa Affirmations book, 20 affirmations, to set the proper mood. So like we said, that mood of appreciation, how it changes everything, this sets the mood. And if this is not good enough, and you want to take it to the next level, we have Japa Affirmations 2.0. Subtitled, 20 additional affirmations to take your Japa to the next level. This came out, this I wrote 12 years after this. Because 12 years of teaching Japa, just naturally more affirmations came. And I hesitated writing a book because I thought, you already have one, you can't have two. And I thought, Steve Covey wrote the 7 Habits, and like 10 years later he wrote the 8th Habit. So I'm following in his footsteps. And what we have here are affirmation cards. And it takes a Japa affirmation book and it puts them like on cards, which are like tarot cards. So each affirmation is on a card, so you could meditate on it when you're chanting Japa. Whoops. And we have this also on a poster, all these cards on a poster. So these are just to facilitate your Japa. I've got everything out of order here. So, yes. I'm just trying to make it easier for everyone to chant Japa. These cards, these books, it'll make it easier because it sets the right mood. And the mood is everything. So we still have 3 minutes. Oh yeah, another word from our sponsor. If you are between the ages of 12 and 18, on July 19th, 2025, we are having a workshop called what's it called? Self-care for teens? I forgot. We're doing a workshop. If you're over 18, you could sneak in the back. We're not checking your identity, which is given by myself and my daughter. So I've done a self-care workshop. It's a self-care workshop, but it's directed towards people of that age. So, if you're like 19, 20, 21, it's probably still relevant. If you're 26, it's because we're dealing with all the way down to 12, it may not be so relevant. Although a lot would be. But anyway, I wanted to throw that out. And I'm not sure how you register. Jairadhi would know. And it's being held where? Maybe here. Where's Jairadhi when you need her? Where's it being held? It's being held at one of the Avanti schools. And I would think it would be here because it's closer to the manor. The marriage one is tomorrow. Isn't it? Yeah. The marriage one is tomorrow at Studio 108. It's here? The July 19th? Oh, Gurukula. It's at the Gurukula. Is that the Gurukula I went to? Yeah, we can, I don't know. You all on the same WhatsApp group? We could send you the link. Who's in charge here? Yeah? Yeah, okay. And then February 15th to 20th, we're doing a retreat in India at Govardhan. You're all invited. My secretary reminded me, wherever I go, to tell people, we should have a poster advertising it. Is there a poster? Yeah? No? Anyway, mark it on your calendars. We do these amazing retreats at Govardhan. You come in one state, and you come out in a much better state. And some of the things we do will change your life forever, guaranteed, or your money back. Hare Krishna. Thank you for listening to me. I hope you got something from this. It's just the beginning. We actually need 2 days to really get into it. So if at any point in time you're willing to spend 2 days, or 3 or 4 or 5, we can go for it. Or if you want, we're going to Slovenia, July 29th. We're doing a Japa retreat there. And that, I think it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
There's still some free places as well that people want to get a free spot. They have some free spots on the last next day, they said that's
In Slovenia or in Italy? Mm-hmm. We're also doing a youth retreat in Italy on August 6th through 11th. But since you guys aren't in the EU, you can't get in free. So many problems. Yeah, I think. I don't know for sure, actually. I'm bad at advertising what I do. But it's at the Eco Farm in Italy, youth retreat. I don't know what a youth is, but maybe under 25 or something. When do you become an old man and an old woman? When you're like 26? When I joined the Hare Krishna movement, I was 19. And we had this thing, the hippie movement, we had this thing, don't trust anyone over 30. So we're 19, like 30 was like way old. Way old. And when I was first a devotee, the oldest devotee in the temple was 30. So to me, that's like ancient. And he was a devotee for 4 years, and that was like, wow. Been a devotee 4 years, amazing. Relative time. Anyway, if you're interested, somewhere these things are advertised on my website, mahatmadas.com. We have Japa workshops online you can take. It's a self-paced course. You can hear talks on Japa. It's really helpful if you want to improve your Japa to hear about it. Remind you, it's just, we forget. We need to hear all the time and be reminded. So, not just mine, there's so many devotees teaching Japa, just to hear about it is so important. So, Hare Krishna to all of you. If you have any more questions, then you're going to ask me after we officially close. We officially close now, right? Is that correct? 8 o'clock. I'm in England, so I have to be Papa. So we're going to end now, but if anyone wants to talk, and then the books are somewhere out there in the hall, and I can sign them if you'd like. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari.